everybody, just want to start off the video with a really brief update. So episode 2 of the Railways of Crotunia should be going up sometime in November. I'm planning to get the episode out first for my Patreon people over on October 27th, so if you want to go and catch that early at that date, then I'd suggest donating right now. You can do it as low as $1 a month because I'm a college student and I got textbooks to pay for. And I've also got a lot of stuff I want to do for Crotunia. But anyways, on to the video. So reviewing preschool specials is apparently how you get decent views, eh? Well, it's a good thing we got one more left for this year, and oh god, did I save the worst for last. Before Thomas, before Bob, we got Fireman Sam as the first hit entertainment series to get rebooted for full CGI. And surprisingly, unlike the other two, it started off with a decent footing. The series, which follows the adventures of a Welsh fireman living in the town of Pontypandy and keeping everyone safe, expanded on the original stop motions decently while keeping up for a modern audience. Unfortunately, the third and most recent of these specials, Alien Alert, just decided to go, hey, Sotor's Legend of the Lost Treasure made us a lot of money, so we're gonna do the exact same thing, except with Fireman Sam. I guess. Does anyone like aliens in their special? The basic plot foundation for this 1 hour straight-to-video special follows the Pontypandy gang suddenly discovering there's aliens arriving in the town, and alongside it is celebrity TV host Buck Douglas, voiced by David Tennant. Soon everybody's alien hunting and trying to track down the aliens, all while something doesn't feel quite right for Sam about these aliens arriving around the same time as the big new TV presenter. Gee, it's totally not like this is the easiest plot point you could even do for a preschool special that all the clickbait articles building up to the movie didn't actually spoil. By the way, that's the basic gist I can give you for the plot. It's another one of those TV movies that goes in like 20 different directions. There's like a plot line involving Bella Lasagna, a character from the older show they brought back in the previous season, trying to set up like a space-age delivery service. There's a plot line about Norman trying to track down the aliens that suddenly turns into like a Scooby-Doo mystery. There's some stuff involving the all-new Mountain Rescue Center, which, yeah, that's actually how they introduced this thing in the movie.
It's the all-new Mountain Rescue Center!
Yeah, imagine the problems they brought up with Hey Arnold the movie, except 10 times worse. As stupidly unfocused as Hey Arnold the movie got, it was at least something that still felt like the crew wanted to do, despite wanting to get to the Jungle movie faster, whereas this movie just feels like Mattel went, okay, we need to make a really sellable Fireman Sam special, just do aliens. If pirates can work into Thomas, then we can certainly do this. And with all the plot points it's trying to balance, the movie just kinda comes off as tone-deaf and unfocused. Don't know what I mean? Well, let's compare this to a few other hour-long specials from Hit. Bob the Builder Mega Machines is basically just an hour-long TV special, but it took on a much more serious conflict and a fittingly gripping and serious climax. Legend of the Lost Treasure was pretty much a straight-up theatrical-style action drama. Sure, you got some humor sprinkled in, but it plays out a lot more cinematically and a lot more thrilling than an average 9-minute episode of Thomas. Even the last Fireman Sam special, Heroes of the Storm, or as it's known in the US as Ultimate Heroes, while still an hour-long episode, has a genuinely gripping plotline and some decent action. Alien Alert is basically just, aliens need to be in this, along with some mountain rescue toys, do whatever you can to sell them. The end result is just a complete mess of various genre jumps and stunts only designed to sell marketing campaigns, right down to just shoving a random song not even a quarter way through. Like, they don't even throw like a few songs in, it's just one random song they throw in because all the other specials did songs, so throw whatever in, I guess. While I was working on this video, I ended up talking about the movie with my friend Michelle Hurtado, who is a really cool voice actress, and you should totally check out, because her videos are actually pretty awesome. Seriously, her reels are amazing. We talked about how dumb a lot of the movie was, and how it was so obviously made for the marketing, but she also ended up unearthing something that unearthed an entire new level of terrible writing with the movie. And I'm just putting a spoiler warning right here, because this is where I'm actually talking about stuff that's gonna spoil the movie for a lot of people. So if you still want to see this, click this part of the video, I guess. Just scroll over to it or something. I'm not sure which device you're watching this on. Anyways, 3, 2, 1, spoiler time! So there's a part of the movie where Sam's in the middle of a training exercise in the mountains, and when not even 1 foot into the actual exercise, he decides to chase after some dude in an obvious alien suit. What? So all of a sudden, this firefighter decides it's more important to go chase down this guy in a suit when someone, like, from the team is potentially in danger. Like, all of a sudden, this is more important? Screw the exercise if my teammate is in potential danger, I'ma chase an alien around. And it's here where Sam just pretty much goes from his usual character of being the one who wants to make sure the town is safe and not really caring about all these alien stuff, to suddenly just Sherlock Sam. He's trying to solve the mystery of the aliens. Something even a basic preschooler would pick up on. Yeah, big spoiler, it turns out to be the TV presenter. Are you surprised? I think this was an actual Scooby-Doo movie, except not quite the same plot point. Making it worse is that Norman ends up in the exact same kind of plot line. It's basically two terrible Scooby-Doo level mystery plot lines shoved into one terrible, awful TV special. Forget keeping the characters actually in character, let's just shove in a whole stupid plot line because we gotta sell freaking toys based on the movie that we're not even gonna throw the branding of the movie on. Mattel, what's going on? But the absolute worst thing about Sam's plotline is that it completely soils what might have made a decent little climax. It starts off okay with a fire on the island and they gotta figure out how to do it safely since there's people on there and they can't drop it with the new bucket of the new toy they're trying to sell, so they get a creative solution to take care of it and it's all cool and you got the action scenes the kids are gonna love. And then Buck Douglas, oh wait, I'm sorry, the alien tries to get away and instead of calling the authorities, getting a crowd set up at the dock or, I don't know, maybe using the water rescue vehicles you guys have on hand, what does Sam decide to do to go save the day? Well, isn't it obvious? He's gonna hook himself to the helicopter and just fly across the sea and try and chase down David Tennant on a skidoo. Because this is the logical choice. Who cares about logic and actually figuring out how to do a decent climax when you could just have a cookie-cutter copy of some other climax that was actually well thought out because you need to go and get this special to be sellable and go and throw it into the trailers. And also, why does this animation look like it's stuck in 2008? It's really dumb stuff like this that just makes the special feel ungenuine and honestly kind of worse in that respect. It doesn't feel like something that fits in the franchise. It just feels like something a marketing executive suggested to make it more sellable. It reminds me in so many ways of the straight-to-video Thomas movie The Great Race in terms of botched plotlines and characters and also how forced the marketing executives were in there. I guess really the only credential I can give this, besides the voice acting, which is always pretty good from what I've seen on the show, is David Tennant as Buck Douglas. He truly gives character to what's honestly a really flat villain. With Tennant's performance, he's kind of the kind of person you would expect from a really cool TV presenter you look up to. He's smug, he's slick, he's always looking really cool, and he's always energized and always thinking of the next big thing even off camera. But in terms of the actual writing, what is there to this character and why is he the main villain? Unlike a lot of the other guest star villains we've had in these specials, which actually feel like genuine threats and genuine characters, there's really not that much to Buck Douglas besides the performance. He's not even in the movie for very long, he's only in there for maybe like 5 minutes, and even then, what does he do that's particularly villainous? The most that happens is just a huge fire at the end, which even then wasn't intentionally set, it's just kind of like an accident for a huge stunt that was being pulled. I guess they try making him out like this huge scammer, because I guess he's been pulling the kind of thing he's been pulling across the country with the whole find the aliens in these certain spots, and they always seem to be in the particular spots he's filming them in, but even then, is that really a reason to call him out like a huge Scooby-Doo villain? It doesn't even come off like he's trying to do this intentionally for the sake of a quick buck. He seems genuinely passionate about what he's doing. It's like, why? Could you expand on why he's a villain again? It just comes off like, he bamboozled us with merchandise, let's get him, I guess. So yeah, despite pretty much one okay guest star that isn't used all that much, there's really nothing worthwhile for this movie. It's pretty much just a dumb made-for-the-marketing extended episode that's uninteresting in the slightest and not worth the trouble of finding through a hectic distribution schedule. To be completely honest, I just stick with the regular episodes and the Heroes of the Storm special. They're a lot more fun to watch and a lot more worthwhile than this obviously forced out pile of garbage. But bear in mind though, this is only just a dumb preschool special. It's certainly not the worst. Which is what I'm unfortunately looking at next week. Oh god!
You can knock it, you can rock it, you